Sup you guys, ASD Classified here. So, I'm making another video ranting about Power Rangers Ninja Steel, cause that's always a fun thing to do, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, truth be told, I had already recorded a video ranting about these fake ninjas. Like, I recorded one earlier this week, like Monday or something, but the audio is pretty bad. And I didn't want to subject you guys to that, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of a redo, Hopefully the audio is decent this time. If not, tough titty, I gotta upload something. So, alright, let's get into it. I guess I'm gonna talk about episode 12, Family Fusion. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Didn't care for it. Did not care for it. I know, such a shocker for me, right? But yeah, I didn't care for this episode. Didn't care for episode 11. Didn't care for episode 10. Yeah. So yeah, and I don't think my feelings would be any different even if I didn't spoil myself on what happened. Because, these episodes had aired in Spain weeks ago. And I read up on the spoilers as soon as they were, available, because I don't give a damn about Ninja Steel. Like, if I cared about Ninja Steel, was fully invested, I would have avoided those spoilers like the plague. Like, I normally don't mess with spoilers, but since I don't care about Ninja Steel, I might as well read them. Who gives a shit? So, read the spoilers. Already knew that, there was going to be evil robot Aiden and that Levi was going to be the real Aiden. So yeah, spoiled myself on that shit. But even if I hadn't, even if I had just watched it play out on TV, my opinions really wouldn't have been that different. I just don't think it was executed that great. I give credit where credit is due, So I will say that the plan was good. I like the plan. Like Madame Otis's plan to kidnap the real Aiden and put his memories inside an evil robot and then have the evil robot Aiden infiltrate the power team. Like, the plan itself is good. I like the plan on paper. The execution of this, not so much, It just could have been done better, and just, in my opinion, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, let's not be too negative. I don't want this video to be 100% negative. Let's just be 90% negative, okay? Because there is something I did like in this episode. That something being the last scene, like the ending. So, in the episode, Brody and his brother was supposed to be in the talent show in the high school or whatever, and they were going to sing their family song or whatever, but then his brother turned out to be an evil robot. So, Brody had no brother to sing with, so Brody sung his little family song by himself, and he was singing it on stage, and my heartless ass, I really didn't care at first. Like, at first, I'm listening to him sing, and I was like, boo! Get off the stage! Boo! Call the Sandman! Like, man, get this whack mess off my screen. But there was one part when Brody was singing the song, and, like, the look on his face, it was like he was so emo and sad. It was like he was a second away from breaking down. It's like, okay, so somebody needs to come get him. Like, one of the Rangers needs to come get him before he start breaking down and ugly crying in front of everybody, And I really liked that. Like, it got me, like, seeing Brody looking like that. It's like, okay, now I kind of feel bad for the dude. It's like, that actually got me. So I guess, Brody's actor, like, he actually made me feel it a little bit. Like, it was just that scene, he just looking to the side, like, I mean, damn, like, he really hurt. And then, Levi, at that point, he regained all his memories back, so he remembered, like, oh, I'm your brother, and he was finishing the family song with Brody, and it also made the song bearable, like Levi singing it, because the actor who plays Levi, he actually does have a good voice. I like his singing voice. So, and he was singing that song, and it made that that corny little song a little more bearable to deal with. So I really like the ending scene, and where Brody and Levi hugged it out like, oh, you're my brother. Yeah. So that scene, like, the ending of this episode was done pretty good. It could have been better, though. It could have been better. You know, it's just, I want to give Ninja Steel props, but the ending scene still could have been 10 times better. It's just, the emotional impact of that final scene could have been a lot better if the writing of the show were better. If they had handled the story behind Brody's brother better. Like, before Brody even started singing, Brody was saying some shit like, oh, I thought I found my brother, but then I didn't, and but I will find him someday, but until then I'll sing this song. It's like, that line, I will find him one day. Like, fool, you haven't, you have never looked for him. How you gonna find somebody when you have never looked for him? What? Hell, he should have said, until my brother finds me, because that's all that has ever happened in the show. Like, every time it's been his brother finding him, whether it's the evil fake robot brother or the actual brother. Both times, the brother has found Brody. Brody ain't been looking for nobody. It's just, and you know, and that ruins it. If the story was Brody spent a lot of time trying to look for his brother, and then he thought he finally found him, but then it turned out to be evil robot, then I would feel it more. Like, you put in all that work to find your brother and it turned out not to be him, then I could see it. But you never looked for him. One day some random person walked up and said, hey, I'm your brother, and you just went with it. So it's whatever. So yeah, let's switch to episode 11 real quick, because I have some thoughts about episode 11. So I think that's the episode where Mick wouldn't allow for evil robot Aiden to go into the command center, and this is before the Rangers even knew that evil robot Aiden was evil. So they thought he was the real deal. So this is before they knew all that, and Mick did not want the evil Aiden to go to the command center. You know, that was weird to me. I saw a lot of people, you know, either on YouTube or Ranger Board talking about how smart Mick is for not letting evil Aiden go into the command center. I couldn't rock with this. I didn't. Here's the thing. Mick's explanation for this was not great for me. Mick said he didn't want Aiden to know about where the command center was because Aiden is not a Power Ranger, and the command center, aka the basement of the high school, is only for Power Rangers. Like, what? What? Okay. Aiden is Brody's brother. Not only that, Aiden is the reason that you even have Ninja Steel. You know, Ninja Steel, that stuff you use to make all these power stars in every episode, Mick, that stuff, the only reason you even have that shit to work with is because of Aiden. And now you're saying Aiden can't go into the base? What? It just sounds whack to me. Like, if I was Aiden, I'd be like, fine, well, give me my shit back then. It's like, why would you not allow him? What is the reason for this? Only Power Rangers. You're not a Power Ranger. You be sitting up in there. This is like, what? And Brody didn't even, like, defend this or question this. Rather, like, I don't understand why my brother can't go in there. This is stupid. Now, if Mick was, like, questioning, like, if Aiden, quote unquote, Aiden was the actual Aiden, that would be one thing. He was like, well, Brody, how can we be sure that this really is Aiden? This could be a trick by Galvanex. You know, aliens can use magic or whatever to find the memories of stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, make up some shit. You know, you're writing a Power Ranger show. You can literally make up any reason. Like, I don't know if we should trust him. We got to run some tests to make sure he's the real Aiden. Like, if it was stuff like that, I could get it. Like, until we know that this is actually Aiden, we shouldn't be sending him to the command center. Then I could get it. But none of that happened. Mick never really questioned that Aiden was actually Aiden. He just didn't want him in there for some reason. I'm only bringing that up because a lot of fans seem to really think that this is great, and I'm just wondering why. But yeah, moving on from that, I also want to talk about the villain plan in episode 11. What was it? Poison plots? Whatever. I don't know. So, in the episode, a monster poisons Brody. And the monsters are like, if you give us the ninja power stars, we will give Brody the antidote to the poison. First, I would like to actually give Ninja Steel some kudos for not having the poison be cured by a good night's sleep, like in Jungle Fury. Oh my god. Like, thank you for that, at least. So yeah, the Rangers pretend that they're gonna give Madame Odious the actual power stars. It turned out that the Rangers gave the villains a fake, like chocolate fakes or whatever. So yeah, in exchange for the power stars, the monsters, Madame Odious, they gave the Rangers the antidote to the poison. Why the fuck would they do this? What? I've never seen such foolishness in my life. Like, the villains, the Power Ranger villains, gave the Rangers the real antidote. I've never seen Power Ranger villains be this stupid. Ever. And that's saying something. Because this is Power Rangers, you guys. Power Rangers. Where the villains constantly beat the Rangers in a fight and then leave instead of killing them. Power Rangers. Power Rangers, y'all. Power Rangers where many of the villains knew where the Rangers live, but never attacked them in their home, in their sleep, or whatever. Like, this is Power Rangers. And I'm saying that the Ninja Steel villains are the most stupid villains we've ever had. Oh my god. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen it. Like, why would the villains give them the real antidote? What? Even if the Rangers did give you the real Ninja's power stars, why would you give the Rangers the antidote to the poison? What? For what? I've never seen foolishness like this, man. Go back to Mighty Morphin, right? Like, Mighty Morphin, season 1. There was an episode, well, a two-parter, where Rita and Goldar kidnapped the Rangers' parents, right? And they said, in exchange for your parents, we want your power coins. And the Rangers actually gave their power coins to Goldar. You know, and Jason was like, all right, Goldar, you got what you wanted. Now give us back our parents. You know, and Goldar was like, for what? I'm not giving y'all shit. I might eat your parents later. Like, I'm not, because why would they? Like, they are evil. It's like, we're gonna destroy the world anyway. Why would we give you your parents back? Like, who gives a shit? Like, because... duh, that is the appropriate villain response. It was like the same thing in season 2. Season 2 that had an episode that was quite similar to this. So in season 2, Goldar kidnapped some random people. And, you know, he said, I'll return the people if you give me your power coins. The Rangers gave Goldar some chocolate power coin fakes. And they said, all right, Goldar, you got the power coins. Give us the hostages. Goldar said the same thing he said in season 1. Like, what for? For what? I'm going to eat them later. I'm not giving you shit. It's like, duh, in season 3. Because I got receipts for days, y'all. In season 3, Rita had Ninjor. And she said, I'll give y'all Ninjor if you give me Catherine, right? And the Rangers... and Rita gave the Rangers like a bottle that Ninjor was supposed to be in. But guess what? Ninjor turned out not to be in said bottle. Because why the fuck would I give the Rangers what they wanted? Hello, I'm evil. And that kind of reminded me. That now reminds me of an episode of Lost Galaxy. I think in Lost Galaxy they had an episode where Trakina kidnapped like a high-ranking officer in Terra Venture. High Counselor Rainier. Trakina kidnapped her, and the Green Ranger had to go up there and fix the ship. You know, they were like, we'll return a woman if you send your best mechanic to fix our spaceship. And Damon was the best mechanic, so he went up there to fix it. And after that, you know, Damon was like, okay, I fixed the ship. You promised to let us go. And Trakina was like, hello, I'm evil. I lied. Like, because duh. It's like, That is what evil villains are supposed to do. And then you got this shit in Ninja Steel. Madam Odie is really giving up the actual antidote. It's dumb. Like, no villain in Power Rangers does shit like that unless they're one of those honor-bound villains. Unless they're like Korag or Villamax. Then I can understand it. Madam Odie is textbook Darkonda, Deviant, Imperious type villain. There's no way in the world that Madam Odious is giving them the actual antidote. And yes, she did in this episode. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And see, Madam Odious thinks she's so damn smart. Like, she thinks she's so much smarter than Ripcon. Apparently not. But back to episode 12. Back to episode 12. Yeah, most of this episode kind of bored me because it was really just this... It was most of this big old fight between Ripcon and Brody, and the other Rangers were kind of there, I guess. It was just, what was this? They spent the episode trying to make Ripcon seem like a threat, but he isn't. You know, if Ripcon was a threat, maybe it would have took all 6 Rangers to beat him, but yeah, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it was just this big old fight between Ripcon and Brody that Brody didn't even seem to be struggling that much in. In fact, I'm not really even that convinced that the Rangers needed a new power to beat Ripcon. I don't think that Brody really needed the Fusion Star to beat Ripcon, but whatever. He got a new power up or whatever. It's whatever. It's just one big old fight. Whatever. And the Rangers kill Ripcon. Boo boo. He won't be missed. See, I feel like the quote-unquote rivalry between Ripcon and Brody should have been much better than what it actually was. Like, Brody... Oh, my goodness. See, if Ninja Steel was written better, like, the rivalry or the hatred between Ripcon and Brody would have been done much better to where I can actually... You know, I would be more invested in this fight. Like, I'd be like, yeah, man, go ahead, Brody. Like, Ripcon made your life a living hell for 10 years. You gotta, you know, make him pay. But really, I ain't feel anything. I felt nothing. It was just a fight. It was like Brody's just fighting some random monster today, but he knew the monster. That's all this felt like. You know, it's like if Jason was fighting King Spinks, but Jason knew King Spinks when he was like in the 2nd grade. That's what this felt like. Imagine if in past episodes we had got flashbacks, like flashback scenes of what it was like for Brody living on that spaceship for all those years. Like, if we had flashbacks of kid Brody having to put up with Ripcon's crap and Ripcon being like, yeah, rat bait, you better do what I say or you're gonna end up just like your father. Like, if he had said some shit like that to a kid, like, I mean, not saying like, oh, we'll kill you, because I know how Power Rangers are. They don't really, they barely want to say destroy. They definitely ain't gonna say, like, have somebody threatening a kid with destroy. So you can say it like this. You can just say, do what I say, rat bait, or you'll end up like your father. And we all know his father, quote unquote, died. So there you go. Or if we had got some flashback scenes to where kid Brody actually tried to fight Ripcon on the ship, and Ripcon, you know, just pushed him aside because, you know, Brody was a kid. You can't fight no Ripcon. You know, he don't have to be super violent. Like, obviously, Power Rangers ain't gonna have Ripcon punch Brody in the stomach or something. Kid Brody in the stomach. But, you know, it can be like, oh, I just pushed you aside like you're nothing, or I use like an energy beam to push you aside. Like, it could have been anything like that. Like, seeing a flashback like that, seeing how Ripcon kind of like tortured and, you know, maybe like verbally abused Brody for years, like, that would have added more to it. So when we have this big old fight where Brody is supposed to kill Ripcon, we feel for Brody more. The audience is more emotionally invested. That would have been awesome. Too bad that shit didn't happen. So yeah, episode 12 saw to the death of one of the main villains, Ripcon. Saw to Brody finally finding his real brother. And evil robot brother was destroyed. Like, the other Rangers just shot him up to hell and back. So, Evil Robot Brody's gone. Evil Robot Aiden is gone. Brody found his real brother in Levi. So, cool. Whatever. Ninja Steel. If there was ever a time for Ninja Steel to get better, it would be now. It would be right now. It's perfect time, actually, because you've already... So you had storylines that you introduced from like episode 1, and you did not execute those storylines well. Like you had, like Ninja Steel has a lot of good ideas. It has, like, so far, it had a lot of good ideas. It just has not executed them properly, But whatever. We're done with that now. Brody found his brother. We're done with that. So now, Ninja Steel has the opportunity to introduce new storylines and plots. New storylines and plots that could be executed really well. Now, I do not believe that Ninja Steel will improve at all. But there is a chance for it to. And this is the perfect time. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it will get better. But if it were to, the time is now. So, yeah. And of course, if Ninja Steel does the impossible and actually gets better, I will eat my crow. I want to eat my crow on that. I would love a good Power Ranger season for once. I would. But it doesn't seem realistic. Now, honestly, there have not been many Power Ranger seasons that start off bad, but then get better, Turbo is probably the only one I can think of, because Turbo didn't start off great at all. But it did get better. But it got better in the second half only because they literally changed everything. So, new Rangers, got rid of Demetria's speaking habit. Like, they changed a whole lot of shit in Turbo to get better. They're not going to do that in Ninja Steel. They're not going to change everything up in Ninja Steel. So, if anything, if it does improve, it'll be like Lost Galaxy. I always liked Lost Galaxy, like from episode 1. I liked it from jump, But I can acknowledge that there are a lot of problems with the Lights of Orion arc. Even though I love that arc, I can still acknowledge there are a lot of problems with it, A lot of problems. You got your ancient 3,000-year-old lights. They were sealed up in a cave. 3,000 years ago, you guys. But the cave is somehow on a newly built spaceship. Of course. That makes sense. Or the fact that the Magna Defender released the Lights of Orion 3,000 years ago. He released them after Scorpius killed his son. Why on earth would he ever release the Lights of Orion if he could have used the power to kill Scorpius 3,000 years ago? Weird. Never explained. So, there's a lot of problems, like, the Lights of Orion are hid in cameras and sunflower statues. A lot of weird things going on. But once you get out of the Lights of Orion arc, like once you get to those episodes where the Rangers actually found the lights, like when they were dealing with their red samurai monster or whatever, like once the Rangers actually found the lights, Lost Galaxy found, its stride. Like Lost Galaxy was damn near perfect after that. Like I love like all the episodes, like going forward, like Lost Galaxy was good. Like I didn't really, for me, there's no real hiccups after that. So maybe Ninja Steel can take a page from Lost Galaxy and be like, okay, so we had some hiccups in these first 12 episodes. But now we have the opportunity to introduce some new plots and tell them really well or whatever. I don't know. I don't know, man. I saw the preview for episode 13 and I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it. Something about turning the Rangers into trophies or whatever. I kind of liked it. It reminds me of a Lost Galaxy episode. So, yeah, this video is so rambly. And I apologize for that. I'm making this at like 4 in the morning. I don't know. I don't know, man. So if you're listening to this video. What were your thoughts on episode 12? I don't know. I talked about a lot of shit. I don't know. What's your thoughts about episode 12? Did you like it? Hate it? Think it was meh? Let me know in the comments if you would be so kind, or I don't know, comment about anything. I don't really I don't really care. Comment about Ninja Steel in general. I don't know, whatever. Alright, later guys. I'm out.